All right, my people. Another one. This one is coming from Shehu Sani. Shehu Sani don't come take us through what they happen right now for Nigeria. He accused Tinubu of ethnicism, or rather nepotism. He talked about the current situation of the country. In fact, although he was very, very stylish in his submission, but I would like you to watch the video to see if you yourself can digest what he was trying to pass on. Let's watch this together.
And even if there is going to be a coalition, that coalition or the opposition that is going to come against the president should be somebody from southern part of Nigeria. It's only fair and just. Buhari has his 8 years. There was no any major challenge, major opposition, major rejection or resistance from southern part of Nigeria. And he had his 8 years. So if a southerner has 4 years, and for Atiku to contest, it's just very unfair.
But if you have credible and a strong alternative to the status quo out of 2027, don't Nigerians have the right to decide other than the issues of ethnicity or region or whatnot?
Well, they can, but you see, they can do it, but there are still credible political forces in southern Nigeria. You have Peter Obi, you have Adebayo, you have Shawore, you have so many of them. Why don't you rally around them for them to complete the 8 years for southern part of Nigeria? I think we should understand, as a developing country, as an African country, we are still a fragile nation. Our democracy is fragile, our unity is fragile. You can see what happened in Sudan and other places. The need to preserve the country, the unity, the integrity, and our peace is very important. And then fairness and equity is necessary. So what Nasri is doing is simply struggling for political relevance, and he is the major impediment even today.
Former two-time governor. What kind of relevance will he be looking for again?
You can be anything, but the point is that what are you at this very period of time? That is it. So if you were, yes, you were, but what are you at this very period of time? And all he has been doing, there is no doubt about it. Nigeria is a democracy. And within the ambit and ambience of democracy, you have the right to oppose, criticize, and even seek for eviction of the government out of power. But when you have a personality that is whipping up sectional sentiment, whipping up ethnic sentiment, whipping up religious sentiment, all for the purpose of achieving a certain goal, because he has been angered, because he has been denied what he wants, I don't think that is an eater.
What does he want?
He wanted to be part of the government. Everyone knows it. He wanted to be a minister in this government, and then he could not make it. And from that time, the war against this government started. If he was in this government, I know he was one of the most vociferous, destructive, and vocal defender of this government and against anybody in northern Nigeria. He will insult the ACM, he will insult the Northern Elders Forum, he will insult any person who dare say anything against President Aswaju. But for now, he has torn. Every statement of his, every utterances of his, every step of it is how he can whip up sectional sentiment from northern Nigeria.
Could we for a moment,
ethnic sentiment from Nigeria, a religious sentiment from northern Nigeria.
Could we for a moment leave the messenger and focus on the message of Nasir?
What message does he have?
He's saying that this government is not performing. The party is not focused. There's no purpose or a direction that this party and this government is giving to the nation.
Well, if you are going to talk about this government, I think you ask yourself, where are we coming from? Why was he silent when what was happening under Buhari? If you are talking of killings, which is insecurity, which he has said, we had the highest form of insecurity under Buhari administration. For now, let me be very frank with you. I do not speak for the government. When last did you hear of any school in northern Nigeria has been attacked and students were kidnapped? What do we have in record? Bethel Baptist High School in Kaduna was attacked, students were kidnapped. Greenfield University, Kaduna, it happened. Federal Government Girls College, Yauri. Government Secondary School, Kankara. Government Science College, Kagara. Dapchi, Jengibe. All these profiles of kidnapping, it was almost a kidnapping and attack per month. From Kaduna to Abuja, when last have you heard there was attacks and kidnappings? It doesn't happen. Does not mean that the nation is safe with what is happening in Plateau and Benue. But comparatively, we have moved away from the past. We have not reached where we are. And in economic terms, what happened? What happened under Buhari regime? And he was talking of nepotism. I heard him saying Yoruba-led federal government. The statistics are very clear. The nation has a very societally short memory, and then we simply forget what happened last time around. Buhari was in power. What was the profile of nepotism at that very time? About 30 federal appointments were given to people from Katsina State and 50 board members. Who are they? The DG of SSS, Laura, was from Katsina State. NIA, the DG, Rufai, was from Katsina State. The MPA, my sister Hadiza, she's from Katsina State. Director of Federal Mortgage Bank, Katsina State. Smedan, Katsina State. FRCN, Katsina State. NIMET, Katsina State. NIMASA, Katsina State. Railway Corporation, Katsina State. All those things. You don't talk of Chairman of Federal Civil Service. About 30. We don't have time for that. I can state all of them. We're all from Katsina State. And when you talk of nepotism at the regional level, what happened? At a certain time in this country, the Controller General of Immigration, which is Babendidi, is from Katsina State, from northern Nigeria. Customs, Hamid Ali, is from northern Nigeria. Civil Defense, Audi, is from northern Nigeria. Chairman of Federal Road Safety Corps is from northern Nigeria. Inspector General of Police, Baba, is from northern Nigeria. The Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Army Staff, from that guy from Yahya from Sokoto, they're all from northern Nigeria. We have had all those things here, and you have never had any person from any south or southern part of the country raising issues. But now is the case. But it's the fact that two wrongs do not make a right. But let us know that when nepotism favored a part of the country, you are silent. And now you raise it up because you have an issue with this government.
But does it make it right? I mean, whatever that's criticism against this government about how skewed appointments have been, does it make it right under the fact that because it's happened under Buhari doesn't mean that people cannot speak against it?
Yeah, but I will appreciate the morality of your position if I can hear your voice when your own man from your tribe, from your ethnic group, and from your own tribal identity were perpetrating those evil and you stood against it. And when you keep quiet when it favored you, and now you speak out when it doesn't favor you, it means you have other alternatives. And that will say that President Swadi should also be very careful. He shouldn't toe that line, because it has been in African political geography that each time a person takes over a position of office, he fills the major position with people from his own ethnic group. And it's happening everywhere. So people who find themselves in power should see it as an opportunity to serve, not as warlords who have conquered, and as such they have to place their people everywhere.
And I'd like to ask you, Senator, it's the import of all what is happening right now, and the fact that there are those who are worried in your party to say there is a big dent on the image and the popularity of the APC and on this presidency, which they say in turn might affect the electability of the candidacy of Bola Tinubu or the APC at the poll. Does it worry you that you are now entering into a party that will become an opposition in 2027?
Well, you see, it's been all over history and all over the world. There is no president that will embark on a reform that will change the course of history and change the direction and compass of a state without encountering this kind of issues. And you cannot implement reform and expect people to be clapping at you, to appreciate you, to be smiling, when that reform comes with prices of hardships and sufferings in their lives. But opinions will change if the result of that reform started becoming evident in their lives and things are getting better. But it's like the inconvenience of a construction site where you have to break this, you have to rush this, you have to put this in place. So his popularity is down now because certainly this is coming with pains and hardship.
And it's worse in the northern Nigeria.
It is every part of the
opinions
country.
are that things are bad in terms of the image of the president and the APC in northern Nigeria.
Well, what degree are you going? Because if you are going to talk, I'm going to like you to have some statistics. If you have an OB as a president today, the opposition will come from the southwest and the northern part of Nigeria. It has always been that. When Buhari was the president of this country, the North was silent, and that's many in the North were silent. And even at a certain time, when I stood up in the Parliament, in the Senate, to raise issues about insecurity and killing some mad people, the first serious resistance and opposition I get is from senators from northern part of Nigeria, because at that time, you're expected to be quiet, to enable the system, to be silent, to also embrace whatever it is, because the president comes from your own part of the country. And that any attempt for you to raise objection to the killings in the North, to the poverty in the North, to the out-of-school children issues in the North when Buhari was there, you'll be reminded that you shouldn't damage the image of the president since you are coming from that part of the country. In fact, this is the only president I've seen. The culture in the Southwest is different, that people from the Southwest are speaking out. And I think they are setting a standard for people from all parts of the country, that it does not mean when your own is in power, you should not be able to speak the truth. Our refusal to speak the truth to Buhari regime, our refusal to tell him where he is wrong, led to the North to where it is today.
So would you, regard Bola Tinubu as a reformist?
Of course, from what he has embarked upon, he is embarking on a project that he knows very well will cost him his popularity. And also, you see, you have two options when you find yourself as a leader. First of all, is to do the transactional leadership, where you appease people to be popular, where you please people, where you do what people want. And the second then is to look at the future of a country and see where are we heading to. Let me lose some popularity, let me lose some support for me to be able to achieve it. If you check the history of great leaders, Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore, and Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia, and Sukarno in Indonesia, General Park in Pakistan, and the reforms in Brazil, they were all unpopular until the result came out. Tinubu will continue to be unpopular until the result of the reform now started making positive impact.
And those who will say Atiku will take advantage, Atiku is coming.
Well, I do not see anything. When people are talking, you see, between Tinubu and Atiku and Peter Obi, it's not like you have a capitalist, a Marxist, and a socialist. They all have come from the neoliberal economic theory. They believe in World Bank, they believe in IMF, they believe in privatization, they believe in removal of subsidy. All of them, they share the same thing. So it's simply difference in personality.
Now, Shehu Sani be that, we will not hear so. I just want you to tell us what you think about the submissions of everybody that we are bringing to you here. The situation of the country is not pleasing right now. It's not smiling at all. Hunger in the land. I'm in Nigeria. I know what I'm saying. A lot of people are hungry. The insecurity is growing speedily. It's sickening. Really, really, really sickening. What do I know? Join us every day, 7 p.m. on NAIJA Watch Media on our live broadcast. Let's continue to talk about the things that affect you and I. Like our videos, share our videos, subscribe to our channel. Take care and bye for now.